Music is a great uniter, an incredible force, something that people who differ on something or anything can have in common. Good morning, namaskar, salam alaikum. This is your host Shireen Saif, welcoming you to another episode of Malhaar Morning Raga, where we celebrate this great uniter.
This program is brought to you by Abevia. Add goodness to life.
जब ममता हर वो रुकावट आते हैं अपने यहाँ जब हो कोई दावत आओ थोड़ी सी अच्छाई लाएं अब जिंदगी में Abevia evaporated milk का unique low cholesterol formula loaded with protein, vitamin A, D and calcium आपको देते हैं एक creamy, tasty और healthy एहसास. Abevia, add goodness to life.
It's a Saturday and you know what that means. Today is a day and exactly at this time that we connect with you, and we connect with you through music and conversations. Joining me is my co-host, the founder and director of Malhaar, Jogiraj Sikidar.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Excellent. I'm feeling at peace.
Yes. We're wearing
white as well.
Yeah.
And our musicians are also feeling at peace.
Yes.
So let's find out how they can enhance this beautiful environment with their music. Please welcome Subhajit ji on Hindustani vocal, Arindam Chakravarty ji on Tabla, and Manjeet Singh ji on Harmonium. In our guest segment, we have a very young artist from Mumbai, the violinist Ragini Shankar, who will talk to us about collaborations, new age music and music presentations. Really interesting conversation. So stay tuned. But before that, let's go to Subhajit ji. Subhajit ji, what have you got for us today? How are you going to open this lovely, lovely day?
Anyone who claims to be aware of Hindustani music cannot be unaware of the queen of melodies, Raga Bhairavi. Raga Bhairavi is a Sampurna Jati Raga. Its komal notes mesmerize the audience. As Bhairavi is an ocean of immense possibilities, anyone can explore all the 12 notes with different combinations as we use Komal Re, Komal Ga, Komal Dha, Komal Ni, all the Komal notes and including Tivra Madhyam as well. There are many similar kind of ragas in Bhairavi Thaat, Shuddha Rishabh Bhairavi, Mishra Bhairavi. There are many bhajans. Today I am going to perform a traditional bandish composed in Tinta. Sa ga sa dha pa dha ni sa re ga sa re ni sa. बाट चलत नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी
चलत नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी शोभे दर्दा बनवारी शोभे दर्दा बनवारी बात चलत नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी बात चलत नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी रे रंगदारी बात चलत नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी बात बनवारी रंगदारी बनवारी रंगदारी बात चलत नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी बात बनवारी रंगदारी 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 बात चलत नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी बात मन नाही लगर सोनी पत्नी दर मन नाही लगर सोनी पत्नी दर निपद निदर निपद निदर निपत्नी सोनी पत्नी दर मन नाही लगर मन नाही लगर मन नाही लगर मन नाही मन नहीं लगर ऐसोनी पत्नी दर मन नहीं लगर अपने धीमा धीमी कर तवर जोरी अपने धीमा धीमी कर तवर जोरी हे मोरे राम हे मोरे राम हे मोरे राम बात चलत नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी बात चलत नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी बात सरे गम बदनी सनी दम मगरे सबाद सनी सरे सनी दम मगरे सनी सगम बद नि सग सगम गम पम पद पद नि धनि सनि सरे सनि दब मगरे सनि सगम पद दबात पगरे गजरे नि स परि सरि नि स धनि पनि धनि पद मब नि स गम पद ब नि स गम पद ब नि स गम पद ब जलद नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी बाज सनि सदनि दब दब गम बाज बाज जलद मोरी बाज गम आ सगम ब आ गम बद आ म बदनि आ बदनि स आ धनि सरि धनि दब मगरि स आ नि स गम बदनि सरि स बाज जलद नहीं चुनरी रंगदारी बाज चलन नहीं चुनरी ri rang dari so bedada banwari so bedada banwari baat jalad nahi baat jalad nahi baat jalna
Wow.
Wow. Such a beautiful devotional attitude
Yeah.
that this raga has, Rag Bhairavi, the
Yeah.
queen of ragas, and a raga that you often close the concert with.
Yes.
But I'm not going to ask you about classical music.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you about this raga's application in Hindi film music.
Yes. Oh, that's again like one raga very very popular with most of the composer, rather every composer. I can think of immediately songs such as Laga Chunri Mein Daag, Hame Tumse Pyar Kitna, Avara Hoon, so and so forth.
But it's funny how the same raga creates a slightly different mood in different songs,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah,
Could
yeah.
you do me a favor?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to do a little demo. Okay.
Okay.
I want you to sing Avara Hoon, 2 lines, if that's
can
possible.
I don't remember the lyrics. Can I sing Hame Tumse Pyar
Please,
Kitna?
please.
Okay. So, हमें तुमसे प्यार कितना ये हम नहीं जानते मगर जी नहीं सकते तुम्हारे बिना हमें तुमसे प्यार कितना. So this particular composition is sung by Kishore Kumar as well as Begum Parveen Sultana. So the one that I sang is the Begum Parveen Sultana's version, and they're two completely different take.
Yes.
But it's the same composition, same raga. So
Absolutely.
beautifully presented by both the legends.
And it's 2 different moods, you know.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Thank you for
Absolutely.
that. Thank you for that wonderful demo. We need more demos from you.
Most welcome.
Now we're going to fly to Mumbai.
Yes, Shirin. So today we are joined by a young violinist from Mumbai. Her name is Ragini Shankar. Ragini is daughter of Dr. Sangeeta Shankar and granddaughter of well-known violinist Dr. N. Rajam. Thank you, Ragini, for joining with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
So my first question is, you come from such illustrious musical family. You have also studied mechanical engineering. Then why did you choose music as your profession, not your academic qualification that you had taken?
It's simply because of the fact that I think I'm a very artistic person. I mean, I'm inclined and more drawn towards the arts. And but that definitely goes to say that my studies has equally been a very important part of my journey, because it opened up me to a whole new world of things which didn't exist before in my life. So I think everything that has come in my journey so far has only added up. So yes.
Coming from such family, was it obvious that you will be taking music as a career, or it was completely your choice?
So basically in our family, there's a tradition that whenever a child turns 3, the violin is just presented to him. So him or her. So that was the same thing which happened to me. I was given the violin at the age of 3, and I just continued my entire training with my grandmother and mother. Like usual, like it would happen to any other child in the family. And over the years, you know, when I started turning around 12, 13, I realized that this is a very serious art. It requires dedication and years of devotion and determination, and also passion to go ahead. It was that age that I realized that, oh yes, what I have in my hand is actually a gift from my family. So it's up to me whether to take it forward or to go the other way. But I chose this way because I felt that this is something very special, and this is something that I should share with the world. So that's how I took the decision at that age, because, you know, when you are a tiny baby, I mean, of 4 or 5 years old, you just do what your parents tell you. But then when you become a teenager, then you have choices. You decide what you want to do. And I think it's the best choice that I've made.
That's interesting. So tell me something. how you used to manage your music riyaz with your regular studies?
When I was in engineering college, particularly, my days used to start very early. I mean, even now they do, but at that time it used to begin at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I used to do my riyaz for about 2 hours in the morning, approximately, and then I would get ready and go to college. So my college would be an entire 9 to 5 college. By the time I would be back, it would be around 6:30, and then sometimes after coming, if after the whole day I've still got energy left, I used to practice even after coming back. And practically my entire 4 years of college life was divided only between my music practice and my college attending. And definitely I have to acknowledge that during college years it was very difficult, because now I find myself much more flexible in terms of my work schedule, my time, the ability to choose what I want to do at every hour of the day. But I think working in constraints at that time is what pushed me to go ahead.
That's inspiring. So tell me something, has music played any role when you were studying? I mean, has it played any kind of intangible role to focus in your academic career?
Music has played a role. Probably I can add here that my music education itself has played a big role. And by music education here, I mean two things. One is my education with my family, with my grandmother and my mother, Padma Bhushan Dr. Rajan, and my mother, Dr. Ragini Shankar. I think the biggest learning for me has been to be immersed in a musical environment 24/7. I think that gives you the kind of training which nothing else can give you, because you're in that environment. You're listening to music, people are coming home, there is practice happening, students are coming. You see your engagement of your teacher with everybody. You see your teacher's engagement with you. You see their expectations, you see your efforts and inputs, you see their feedback. I mean, that process of a guru shishya parampara is something which is how do I say, an incredible aspect of Indian tradition, because it really cements the relation between a guru and a shishya. It really strengthens it. So this is one aspect where you're really based in an environment of music. But also I think we had a great learning with respect to our masters in music also, which we did academically, because there the requirement is very different. They have an entire syllabus and a set of theory and practical. The requirement is different, but that also opens up a lot for people. But I think the best learning that you can have is to, I think for any Indian classical aspirant, if they found a good guru, I think half the battle is won. And the second half of the battle is won if you're a good student.
So tell me something, how important for today's artist also to be well educated?
My thoughts, as in, see, because in my, how do you say, in my experience, I've come across artists of different, different backgrounds and different education qualifications. And, their entire journeys of life have been different. So what I feel is definitely education is a must, because it opens up a new perspective, opens up a new world. But that is not to say that people who are not educated and still pursuing music are any less, because as I said before, music is something which comes from within. So whether you are educated or not, I mean, it is a creative space which comes from your inner being. So it doesn't have to do with whether you're educated or not. Being educated helps from the perspective of your worldly dealings when you deal with a lot of people. I mean, your people skills, but definitely not from the perspective of being musical, because I think being musical has no relation with anything else. It's something from within.
Finally, Ragini, may I please request you to play something for our audience, please? That would be really great. That's so amazing. Thank you so much, Ragini, for connecting with us, and hope to see you in person very soon. Over to you, Shirin. So, Shirin, I have a question for you. Whenever I see these young artists, they're so open with ideas. They have a very, in-depth training in their classical art form, but they're very open to experiment, collaborate, embrace the world, which probably was not that much a couple of years or say 10-15 years back, except few artists like Pandit Ravi Shankar and all. Your thoughts?
I think I completely agree with you on that, in the sense that young artists now are exposed to so many different things, no? So you're exposed to technology, and you're exposed to music, you're exposed to classical music, but then you're always wanting to experiment simply because you're exposed.
Yes.
And you're listening to artists through YouTube, or you're listening to artists on TikTok, and you're connected with an artist in Korea. So all these influences, I think, really matter, which we didn't have.
Yeah. Also, I think the education, all these artists are very well educated. So that also makes a lot of difference, because you then start thinking much, with your open mind.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think education plays a really, really important role. They're all extremely, wonderful in the way they express themselves and their music. So they don't just make music, they talk about it also wonderfully.
Yes. They explain, very good communicator.
Absolutely. I think that is important, and something I think the older generation may have missed out on.
Yeah. So with this note, shall we connect with our artist for the final performance?
Yes, absolutely. Subhajit ji, we're coming to you for the final close, and I know you'll have something special. Let's hear from you.
Now, I'll be presenting a Meera Bhajan composed in Rag Bhairavi.
तुम्हारे कारण सब सुख छोड़ा, अब मोहे क्यों तरसायो, अब मोहे क्यों तरसायो। तुम्हारे कारण सब सुख छोड़ा, अब मोहे क्यों तरसायो, अब मोहे क्यों तरसायो। विरह भी था विरह भी था, विरह भी था, लागी उड़ अंतर, विरह भी था, लागी उड़ अंतर, सो तुम आके बुझायो, तुम्हारे कारण सब सुख छोड़ा, अब मुझे क्यों तरसायो, अब मुझे क्यों तरसायो। बड़े प्रभु जी अब छोड़त नहीं, बड़े प्रभु जी हंस कर तुरत बुलायो, मेरा दासी मेरा दासी जन्म जन्म की, मेरा दासी जन्म जन्म की, अंग से अंग लगायो, तुम्हारे कारण सब सुख छोड़ा, अब मोहे क्यों तरसायो, अब मोहे क्यों तरसायो, अब मोहे क्यों तरसायो, अब मोहे क्यों तरसायो।
Thank you, Subhajit ji. Thank you so much. You didn't disappoint. And in fact, you energized us with your singing. So viewers, we hope you've enjoyed today, just as we've enjoyed putting this whole episode for you. And we've given you something to think about in terms of music and lots of other things. So you can chew on that over this week, and we'll see you next week. Namaskar.
थकन मिटाते वो अनमोल मुस्कुराहट, प्यार बढ़ाते छोटी सी शरारत, संभाले जब ममता हर वो रुकावट, आते हैं अपने यहाँ जब हो कोई दावत। आओ थोड़ी सी अच्छाई लाएं अब जिंदगी में। Abevia evaporated milk का unique low cholesterol formula loaded with protein, vitamin A, D and calcium आपको देते हैं एक creamy, tasty और healthy एहसास। Abevia, add goodness to life.
This program was brought to you by Abevia, add goodness to life.